Hello everyone, welcome to another Elfang comic video. Since the release of the Snyder Cut is right around the corner, it comes out this Thursday, I've wanted to make this video for retro review of my opinion of the original Justice League movie that was released on 2017. And I want to give you guys my opinion of what I thought of this movie, what made me like it or dislike it, or what actually thought of the movie. So everything of that is going to be in this video. It's just my opinion of the movie in general, so that you guys know what I thought of the movie, so that when you guys see my next video, which is going to be the actual review of the Snyder Cut, then you guys will be able to compare my two different opinions, and I'm going to be able to explain more whether if I like the Snyder Cut more or less, or what I think of it. Alright guys, so before starting, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment down below if you're liking this kind of content and if you want to see more of it. Alright guys? In 2017, Joss Whedon and Warner Bros. Released Justice League, and it was kind of a really big phenomenon at the time because it was the first time we ever saw a Justice League movie, and the expectations for it were really, really high. First, the movie came out in a year where like superhero movies were really good. Like we had Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Thor Ragnarok, which that one wasn't actually really good. That one was kind of lamey. We also got Wonder Woman, and then we got Justice League. And this one, in my opinion, this might be really controversial because I know the movie was really controversial when it came out, but from my point of view, I feel like Justice League was one of the greatest movies that has ever came out about superheroes. And I might be a little bit biased on this because the original Justice League from 2017 came out on my birthday. So that movie was, the whole day, it was like excitement because I was going to see the movie at night. So then I had like my whole birthday at school, then came home, ate my favorite food, opened presents, and then went to a swimming practice, which I used to do swimming. Then I got to see Justice League, and I don't know, I just had a really fun day. So it was a really good way to top it. But now going into the actual movie, I thought it was phenomenal. First, I would like to talk about the characters because I feel like the characters are really important in this movie. But first, I'm going to talk about the ones I didn't like, which are being Steppenwolf. I think he's really lame. I don't think he was any good. Now with the Snyder Cut, he looks better, more intimidating. But I don't know, I find it weird. He was awful to look at. The animation wasn't that good. And I don't know, a little bit boring. Then we got a Cyborg, which I don't know. I've never really been a really big fan of Cyborg. I feel like Ray Fisher did an amazing job. He was spot on Cyborg. But I don't know, it's just not connecting with the character. Like, you have all these gifts. Like, yes, you're like a monster, as he calls himself. But, I don't know, like, you had all these superpowers and you don't like them? You're like, oh, I hate my life. I don't know, I feel like the character complained too much. Then you had J.K. Simmons as Jim Gordon. And I liked it a little bit. But I feel like he was too much of an actor for that little of appearance. I guess they were planning on doing the same actor later on in the movie with starring Ben Affleck, but it didn't get to happen. So I don't know. I feel like he had like a cameo that was like a little bit boring. He didn't really do anything that special. So it was kind of a disappointment. But now moving on with the characters that I really enjoyed were Wonder Woman, where she looked fantastic in the movie. She was pretty cool, but not as good as she was in Batman v Superman or her own movie. But she was pretty cool to see in the movie. Then you had Ezra Miller as the Flash, which was extraordinary. It was fantastic. I really liked that. I really connected with the character. He was really funny, awkward. I don't know. I found it like really relatable character. And then we had Jason Momoa as Aquaman, which was really cool, really badass character. I love his scenes. They're like, he looks really manly in all of them. So I really enjoyed Aquaman. Then we got to the best one in my opinion, which is Ben Affleck as Batman. He's my favorite Batman of all time. And wow, what a character. He was amazing in the movie. He had like, you can tell he was like tired of having to carry the responsibility of keeping the world safe because he's the reason of why Superman's not around anymore. So him being here is you can feel like he's tired, he's angry, he's disappointed at himself, and he wants to make up for that. So he wants to reunite the Justice League, and I feel like it was extraordinary. Ben Affleck doing his role. Then we had Superman, which it was really cool. I feel Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, and Daredevil, and also the Punisher are characters that once you see them in screen, you cannot stop looking at them. They're fantastic characters because of what makes them who they are. You know what I'm saying? So Superman and Batman were amazing to see in the movie. I loved what Henry Cavill did in that movie. The awful CGI mustache, of course, you cannot forget about that. But I don't know. It looks bad. It's really awful. But now it became a really viral meme. So I guess now that I look at it, I look at it in a funny way, so it really doesn't bother me that much. So that's what I was thinking of, like the characters. Like there's some that are extremely good, and then there's some that I don't dislike them. I just don't connect with them. They're not for me. I know they're like trying to connect. Like that's why they have so many characters, so that you can find which one you can relate the most. But in this case, like I guess they did it in a good way because I can relate with Batman, Superman, or Aquaman, or The Flash. But I cannot relate with Cyborg or, I don't know, Lois Lane, who appears for a couple minutes in the movie. Not trying to move on onto the story itself of the movie. I feel like the movie is, I know it's like the shortest DC movie that has come out, if I'm correct. But yeah, I can really tell that because the movie for me feels really, really short. Because it's all about uniting the Justice League. Then they get together, they fight Steppenwolf. Then Steppenwolf was away, and then they try to revive Superman, and then Superman escapes. So now they have to go to the final battle against Steppenwolf. So the movie's really short, and we don't really get to like feel the characters or get to know them better. So and the story goes by really fast, and there are all these problems, but like these problems get solved really easily. And I don't know, I was really not a fan of how easy things were like resolving, because at the end Steppenwolf I know he was not supposed to be the biggest menace in the world because there's Darkseid, Lex Luthor, and other characters out there, but I feel like it should have gone with a different character who will be more of a threat to the Justice League, because yeah, they're losing, but come on, we saw Wonder Woman in Wonder Woman 1984, and she's represented as one of the most powerful characters in the world, and you're telling me she was not able to defeat Steppenwolf, that they needed Superman. So that really doesn't connect, because at that point, then what if Superman was not there? They would have lost. So what's the point of presenting Wonder Woman, of this really big character, if in this movie they're gonna show her kind of weak, you know? And also Aquaman really didn't do much against Steppenwolf. They were really like battling, but they were not able to defeat him. So that's what I was not connecting with these characters, because DC movies are about gods trying to become humans. So what's the point of having godlike powers if you cannot defeat an alien? But other than that, the story I feel like was really interesting. I feel like you can tell it's not a Zack Snyder movie. You can tell it's a Joss Whedon movie. And I feel like that was special because Joss Whedon was the one who gave us Avengers. And everybody loves that movie. That movie is fantastic. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see what made the Avengers trilogy bad, down in the comments below. But I feel Joss Whedon was maybe trying to work with what he had, because we get like, Zack Snyder keeps saying that they didn't use lots of his material, but it's really hard to work with something that's not yours. And really, like, he had to reshoot things, but the script was already there. Like, the actors were already filmed some parts, so they had to re-get them, and they're already busy at the time. So like, it's really hard to work with things you don't actually identify with, and that's what I think Joss Whedon did wrong. I don't think the movie's wrong because he made it wrong. It's just that there's nothing for him to do. He just had to like put all the pieces of this random puzzle together into this movie. And if it was his own pieces, if he put the story, the directing from the beginning, the movie would have been totally different, and I'm sure more fans would have liked it. But instead, he had to work with stuff from another director, which in lots of cases it's a really common factor of what makes a movie bad. directors having to work with other directors already began stuff, because you don't identify with it. You need to work with what fits you. And in this case, I guess Joss Whedon didn't find a connection, so he tried to do the best he could, but unfortunately, it wasn't that good to some fans. Now, to kind of close this video, I feel like the movie could have been better in some aspects, but if you really, the way I see movies are like, at the time I used to see going to the movies just to see a movie, you know, not to nowadays I go to movies and I try to analyze lots of things because I really love movies. So I get to see like, oh, the script here is amazing, the acting here is good, the cinematography in this movie is amazing. But at the time I was not looking forward to that. I was looking forward for a Justice League movie, and I got to see it. I got to see all these characters from my childhood put into a movie together and fight together as a team and form the Justice League. So maybe it's that I'm too young, but I really don't see any kids complaining about that movie. I really don't see kids saying, oh, the acting was bad, the CGI was bad. I really don't see that, because maybe I did saw it as a kid. I was still a teenager at the time, but I went there with like hopes of seeing a different universe, like something totally different. And I get lots of people say that DC was rushing things and they made Justice League so fast, like the movie should have taken like more time to be released. But being honest, did we have the time? Because Justice League needed to happen at that point, because otherwise they would have stayed so behind. I get that they need to build their characters better, but there was no time for that, because by now we would have been at a movie of what, Aquaman, and Justice League would have been released what, next year? So we wouldn't really actually had the time to experience all these movies, because movies take a long time to release. They only made like 2 a year, and there's lots of characters that were shown in these movies. So by the time we got to all of them, it would have been too late. Endgame already happened, so we wouldn't, Avengers would have ended and Justice League still wouldn't happen. Like Justice League needed to happen at that time, and I guess they went with the right decision of releasing it. I guess it was too early for a Justice League movie, but that's what it needed to happen. Otherwise, they would have been so behind in the game, and maybe people would have forgotten about them. So I guess they went for the decision, and I support that decision. I believe that was the right idea. So I do think this movie is amazing, and this might be some big words, but this movie generated in me the same hype that Avengers from 2012 generated when I was even more younger, because there were like movies of gods colliding and fighting villains, and in this one is the same thing. But in Avengers, Marvel are movies of humans trying to become gods, and DC are movies of gods trying to become humans. So this is more of, this movie had lots of mentality to it, had lots of personal problems, mental problems that came into dealing with the villain, dealing with their own problems. And that's why I think this movie did amazing, because each character does something in their own way. No one has to follow a straight line of how to be. They're just themselves. And that's what I really liked about this movie. If this video was kind of hard to keep up with, then let me know in the comments, and I can try to explain you guys more of my points down there, and I'll be happy with having conversations with you guys. So let me know if you kind of agree with me or understood what I'm trying to say, because I feel like this movie is really slept on and people really hate on it, and I really don't see why, because the movie is fantastic. But Snyder Cut's releasing this week, so I was really in this mood for DC, but I wanted to let you guys know what I thought of the movie before seeing the new release with the Snyder Cut, which is supposed to be the same but different, if you guys know what I'm saying. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, like, share. Don't forget to check out the Mates channel, which is a channel where me and my friends do different stuff. It's almost like daily blogs, kind of, but they're not daily. It's just blogs of me and my friends. They're pretty fun, so make sure to check it out. All links in the description below. Follow my social medias down there, and that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.